I had a flesh-eating parasite in my stomach that I got in Afghanistan. And they always say, whatever you do, don't drink yellow tea in Afghanistan.
Oh, don't I know it?
And and I was interviewing the head of the Taliban, and he's like, have some tea, you know, because it's a cultural thing. And you're like, no, thanks, I'm not, you know. And they're like, no, have the tea. And then there's silence in the room. So you're like, well, I guess I'll drink the tea. I drank the tea, cut to me, you know, getting the butt drill, you know, and where they check for parasites. And I had the doozy of all parasites.
But it doesn't affect them because they're so used to it?
I was supposed to get yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was supposed to get
like Mexico.
Like Montezuma's revenge.
Right.
There you go. Water, which, by the way, I've had many times as well. I have a lot of laws about traveling. One is the worse the GDP, the better the chicken, because it's like yard birds, you know, and you know, so the chicken, you're like, this chicken is delicious, but also the more you need a toilet, the worse that toilet's going to be. So
that's so true.
If you're in sub-Saharan Africa, it's just going to be arcing ropes of shit everywhere.
Well,
but if you're in Japan, where you're just going to have a perfect it's got like songs, and it'll wipe and blowing airs. And,
it's got songs.
It's got songs. Yeah, you press the button.
No, I know. I've been to people's houses here in wealthy Los Angeles, where I, you know, rarely leave except for other parts of America, which is why I admire you so much. And I can't figure out how to use the toilet.
Yeah.
It's so complicated. It's like I have to like sheepishly walk out and say, listen, you know, my pee is in your toilet. Thank God it wasn't nothing more severe, but because I just can't figure it out.
I am addicted to Japanese toilets, I must say. I have PTSD from so much time on the road and so many stomach parasites. So Japanese toilets are my one luxury.
If people don't know what we're talking about, I mean, Vice, which started out, of course, as a magazine in Canada and then became this awesome show, which I had the honor of being an executive producer on, which means I did very little and slapped my name on it. But you and your crew and your intrepid reporters, but, you know, you leading them as the general, went all around the world to the worst places. I mean, that's what Vice was known for. It's why it was such an awesome show.
Oh.
And it was on HBO for how many years?
7 years.
And, you know, I mean, you would go to Venezuelan prisons.
Sure, yeah.
And you would go to Afghanistan.
Sure.
And you would go to Somalia. And just... I mean, it's amazing that you don't look any worse for the wear. Really.
Thank you.
I mean, but you got rid of the parasite?
Yeah. I mean,
how do you get rid of that thing?
You know, just very, very strong antibiotics, which, you know, probably will make me grow thumbs out of my back when I'm older, but, you know, there you go. Nope. Yeah, I mean, there was those were the good old days when how that's all started was, we were in Iraq, and it was we were shooting the only heavy metal band in Baghdad, and you know, it was not a political thing, but we were there when W went and said mission accomplished, and he was in the green zone and we were in the red zone, and everyone was shooting at us, and we're like, the war's not over, and they're like, see, that's real news, and we're like, real news? We're talking about heavy metal. And so what we decided to do is, you know, just go there, you know. Production is just a plane ticket, so we're just $2,000. I think I flew to Liberia for $600 on Belgian Air, and we went to because we had done this story in Vice where where a container had been stolen from a ship, and it had Tupac Shakur T-shirts in it. So of course it became an army's uniform, the Tupac Army, and they fought General Butt Naked's army, who fought naked, and so that's a very Vice story.
Right.
General Butt Naked versus the Tupac Army. So we're like, well, why don't we just go there?
What do you think if you had to? Hey, everyone, I'm on Substack now. Check it out and subscribe now at billmaher.substack.com. What could be simpler than that? My name, then .substack.com.